Pisces, Polina, talking to you about this very incredible time, 2021. Also, I suppose I am kind of talking about Jupiter going through Aquarius, your 12th sign. Interesting, your 12th house, yes. So let's get this together for us. Okay, Pisces has to go and do that bright thing now. You see, like, we're at a change of tides, we're at Saturn Jupiter conjunction, 21st of December. Get yourself out there, you guys. Pisces, we don't have to stick around the old space. We don't have to sit there in our room dreaming it up. Now is the perfect time to get that person, the place in your life that you want, to no longer pretend you want to and just do it. This is a good time to get pregnant. This is a fantastic time to get the best job ever. This is the best time to make a home. This is one of those epic, simply amazing time just to make that dream and make it now. So, like, for example, I've wanted to create art for ages. Just do it now. For example, if you wanted to have a beautiful person by your side, just have that person now. It's the now. Don't sit around at home. Now, this is a crucial thing. I've had a lot of people come to me for 2021 readings, and I have a waiting list right now at this point. But, like, the main thing is that most people are seeming like they're going to experience a dark night of the soul, or they're going to try to evolve through that. We did have some time to do that. Don't do that now. It's not the year to do that. It's not the year where thousands of things are possible because you went through a dark time. You know, some of the time certain people go through shadow in order to reach success, and that has worked for thousands of years. But right now, never try. Don't try. Like crying yourself to sleep, calling up your ex-boyfriend, trying to understand what happened in your life, wanting to know more, seeing a psychiatrist, seeing a psychologist who sits there and just watches you cry for 7 sessions. Don't do that. And also, a lot of this is going to begin now. Beginning now. So, like, how you wanted to see the world, beginning now. Who you wanted to have in your life, beginning now. The career as an artist, beginning now. That amazing experience, beginning now. It's not even that. It's just already done. It's already happened. It's already yours. It's almost like it's been sitting there in a treasure chest. And all that experience that you are about to or ready to have is like pre-written. It's actually laughable for me right now to navigate this as I'm watching myself learn. Okay, so you basically have nothing else to do but to allow the script of life to walk itself out and show itself to you. It's already done, the party's prepared, the table is set, the meal is made, the guy is there, it's like all the actors are lined up. All the scenery and decoration have been carefully, meticulously chosen by you in another life or in previous dream state. It's all kind of not just spruced up and welcoming. It's more than that. It's already kind of laughable. And the joy is that you get to see it all come to fruition. So imagine you wrote a script for a beautiful comedy. And now is the time basically to watch it come to light, and you don't even have to watch it. It's almost like already there. It's already been, and it's like you just half directing, half sleeping through it. And the main business is time. Saturn on your 12th. Okay, time. This is actually really good for you. Time. Let it be the best time. Spend good time with you. I'm not kidding you. So this sounds like very generic advice, but I really mean it this time, So tell me how you spend your time. You might sit at the computer a lot. Okay, you might like sit at home watching Netflix. You might, fiddle a bit with your teeth. Like say you got like a little toothpick, you fiddle with your teeth. You like sit there with your cat, like staring at each other. Like you go to the shops, you get some bread and milk and butter, and you get home and you puffed a little bit and you sit there again, tell me why. Why? Also, there are some shadows in me as well, There have been times where I would spend money, time on just some really strange things, This is not the time. Get it out of your system if you want. Put yourself in a straight jacket, sit there in the corner of the room watching a box with something on it. Make it pretty sure that you are not going to be that person again. Person stuck in traffic, person looking around for something to do, person in line, person, thinking that the lottery will be won by someone else, a person thinking that someone else is going to get the girl, a person that, loiters. Make your money bright. Make your money bright. So, like, say, great idea. When you're spending money or energy, please consider giving it to the best thing possible, to the brightest thing possible, to the funnest thing possible. Make it human, make it fun, make it huge, make it light, make it love, make it a whirlwind of changes, make it a beautiful rainbow, make it a beautiful giant dream. Don't make it like right now that important, but consider, like, how can you pamper you? How can you work with your greatest gifts and wishes? Like, do you really want to see your world at this state? Do you really want to, like, have chipped walls and, like, badly connected people and, sad worlds and, an empty fridge or, like, just a chaotic cupboard? Like, do you really want to have simplicity that way, or did you want to make it a little bit more fruitful or memorable? Do you want to be remembered? Also, another thing about Piscean people, did you want to stay this way, or did you want to, like, maybe make a little bit of an impact or have a little bit of a joy of being in a certain place at a certain time, or sharing your words or gifts with another person and trying to create some sort of very simple, affordable timeline, which is also based in the beauty of memory and the beauty of everyday life remembered, by another. Why not? Crave yourself. Sometimes we don't like ourselves, so we don't really want to be remembered. We don't like the way we smell, look, or feel. Crave yourself, damn it. If you have Aquarius in you especially, Saturn is very strong for that. Start to feel about you, like, feel sexy, like, every day you wake up, look at your beautiful hands, look at your beautiful hair, look at the way that your eyes are. Try to trust that. Like, I'm serious. Like, try to almost, like, immortalize the fact that you are here and picture this, that you never change. Maybe in this photograph, in this video, or, like, through your art, through the way that you say things to people. Just, I know it sounds a little whimsical and a little weird, but, like, improve your moments. Make them memorable things. Enjoy your life. Make yourself one of those people that nobody ever forgets or nobody even believes that they've met, So there's got to be this really incredible reality that you are forming through you, being a little bit more open to the magic and the demise of the previous worlds. The world where you used to sit there and think about stupid things, when you used to look at a screen again and again, you used to check your messenger and you used to wonder what that person thought and used to be very afraid nobody got you, used to be very, very speculative about how people are. You gotta, save money, you gotta buy that ticket, you gotta get on the plane, all of that stuff that you did, everything that felt like porridge to you and all the things that didn't really feel right or sophisticated enough, they have to end. And I also have to say I'm sorry, but that old-fashioned way of thinking and the old-fashioned way of life, in which you have probably been put by your parents and by your peers and by some kind of other response in your life, media or TV, advertising, lovers, anything, please throw it out. Throw it out right now. Throw it away. The way that I see your world, Pisces, at this point is that it is really pristine and beautiful. And it can be very humbling and also very, very kind and gentle for you. But the world that you are from might prevent you from enjoying your life. And the best way to do it is sometimes through immigration, through demise, through divorce, through allowing that person to go, through letting that whole speech that you've been making for hundreds of years against yourself or against another just fade out into the dark. Let things ghost you. Let things fall apart, allow things to disintegrate, let another person totally forget who you are. allow that moment to go, and allow also that silence to pass, and pass you on a greater message ahead, and pass you on a greater journey abroad, and pass you on a bigger picture for your lifetime, and give you a larger sum of money, and give you a larger sum of you, sum of self-respect in the end. So there are a lot of ghosts now, and I think you understand that. Here a little bit, it's a haunted house. There are a lot of ghosts, you know, and there's also a lot of people that I don't believe you really truly have to be part of, and that is understandable, you know what I mean. And like right now, like I'm thinking about this, you know, much of us really don't behave well to ourselves simply because we believe in something so bad that we let ourselves go through a gallery of ghosts and ghost hunting with other people. So for example, for me, you can't see? Oh, it's okay. Maybe some can. For I'm in a sacred valley, of course. For me, there is a very, very specific, very, very simple way in which life can fully manifest for you, for me, for anybody with Piscean aspects here, and actually a lot of other people with other aspects. Just basically to see when you've sucked yourself into a very, very uncomfortable and uninteresting world based on the aftertaste of the previous worlds. You know, so for example, you might be choosing a woman in your life who's a lot like your mother, and not for any reason, just because you might feel tormented without her. You might feel nostalgic about your youth or how you were treated, but that woman treats you the same, and it wasn't very well. So the main thing basically is to understand when you're also choosing ghosts and ghosts of you also to be in the picture. And I understand now that a lot of us are really afraid of that full-blooded human experience, you know, no matter how dreamy or sleepy your sign is, that full-blooded, real, raw emotionality and that real truth and that real significant experience. And what for we are not choosing that is simply because we don't really want to release the previous world, and that sometimes is full of ghosts. You know, those previous experiences repeated again and again, those previous people visiting you again and again, those similar themes in different parts of your life, you know, those similar people in different experiences, you know, in different portals, those same old words said to different lovers, you know, those same old pictures painted with the same people but with different faces, you know. So there's like always repetitive pattern to all of it, fractals, yeah, maths, and some of it is not worthy of you anymore. So the main thing basically is not to get yourself out of your mind trying to understand what is happening during a time like this with Jupiter and Saturn going for your 12th house. It might be as exciting as it is futile, as it is odd, as it is also boring and weird and dissatisfying, and it could have all these tastes and flavors that you might remember but no longer want to receive. It's all a very, very weird little time, unless you can just say, look, my reality needs a better partner. I deserve a bigger home. I need a larger sum of money for what I do. I need a healthier, lovelier universe. I would like a greater connection to my physical form. I need a better association with myself and another. I would like a greater sense of truth and respect and responsibility. I need a bigger vibration to travel with me. I would like a larger focus, or I'd like a more epic dream. And that is yours to say. Yeah? That's yours to say, and unless you can say it, I mean, nobody else is going to say it for you. So until May 2021, you have not a lot to do, and you have to basically allow this relationship with work or money or gossip or whatever to fade out. There's not actually a lot of Pisces people that really have to do any specific thing, but sometimes we rope ourselves into it because, you know, you got to do what you got to do, and, you know, other people work and you work too, you know. So it feels to me that another person is kind of maybe lovelier to you because of this, and sometimes what Pisces sees, you know, somebody else makes a splash, somebody else, you know, makes energy, somebody else says the words, sometimes the right words at the right time, and they're the main business for others, and you have to like work hard to forgive yourself that you're not the brightest person, star in the sky for somebody else. But at the same time, why we do what we do, why we dream what we dream, is because we're trying to get ourselves into a full frontal, vision, into a full, deep, emotional, physical connection, into that succulent color. And what I'm kind of seeing for you is that you might compare yourself to other people or compete with life somehow, and by May itself, I think you might not really want to do any other thing but a certain thing. You might trick yourself into a certain game or a certain experience or like a PowerPoint because you want to compete, or maybe you're competing against who you are. Maybe you want your family or friends to see you for who you are. So it might be a very, very subtle way in which ego, not just ego, but like release all that stuff. Truly, like your need for self to be seen is going to start to be very, very obvious. And I also think that some of it is going to start to manifest very quickly. So if by May you're saying, oh my gosh, I really want to, I just want to wear the most incredible, I want to wear the most incredible coat because the way that people look at me in public is weird. And my mom said something bad about my coat last time I was visiting her, and I just want to feel good about myself, so like it could be something very futile and juvenile like that, or there might be a closing of a door, and by July you already see that manifest super hard. So here you have a huge wardrobe, you start your little fashion career, you start to be noticed for what you are through the clothes that you wear, and you start to manifest and also unite people through fashion itself, or like that coat becomes like a hallmark of who you are. So that's a very interesting little example. So it's like a little drop in the ocean experience starts to become a contamination of all waters through space and time. So like one day you might know you through something that you perhaps done out of a reason that is a very childish and very babyish reason, but you just really wished for it all to come back to you. You really wished for it all to make sense to you. You really like stomped your foot and wished for the seas to part, and yes, they did. So some of the time you might want to look the other way, but certainly some people might be deliberately creating after you, or as a way to hold and frame what you do. So like it's like a very Andy Warhol thing, so you might be creating a very, very simplistic way of associating with yourself through art, or through your self-management, or how you do something, and then you might very easily catch a huge ride, energetic ride, as other people are going to try and even make a scene following in your footsteps. So here's where culture is born. I mean, you can do that one thing, like say buy that one coat, start by accident a fashion brand, or do something very easy like that, and then you'll see thousands of people wearing your clothes by September's end. So this is when a drop contaminates the water, and your lighter hearted self, that manifested suddenly a huge ginormous cycle or dream, is going to start the dream again and again within other people and other people's hearts. It just depends on how true you are. It depends on how true you see yourself. It depends on how epic you feel what you're doing. It depends on how fulfilled you are in what you're saying and what you are expecting, or what you are representing in life. So whatever you feel, however you associate with love or light or just God or creativity itself, by the end of May starts to become a development. And also, we don't know this sometimes about ourselves, but the one thing that a human is creator, and when sometimes head and heart come together and also other organs join, and there's a huge kind of like scream of life, or there's a huge desire or need, or there's a giant feeling of fear, some of the time it cannot be broken. It's like no matter what you say in your conscious states, no matter what you're trying to do, no matter what you're trying to tell other people, no matter what you're making yourself into, what you're marketing out there, it never means a thing in comparison to that large quantum scream that sometimes happens to us when we are very open. So these can continue throughout the year, but it feels like the main brink of it is May, April, May, maybe even the beginning of June, and then after that there is a momentum and a kind of a christening of that initial evolution that happens when you suddenly have a eureka state, or you suddenly have a very, very strong quantum state. And then I think all those other experiences and all those other things start to sort of flow into you. So, for example, that one big, I want it all, I want it now, yes, I want that home and I want this family, like this one feeling can manifest thousands of dreams like this, and it can make many contributing factors. And also for your family and for your friends alone, is going to start changing their world and their life if there was any truth in you when you said it. Or that one orgasm or that one orgasmic feeling can bring about thousands, many thousands of contributing factors into your fractals, that start to become you and who you are later on in time. And also it is a bringing forth of another generation, of another dimension, another version of you. And it also feels like by October 2021, even though you didn't want it, even though you didn't like it, you got to face what you've made. So, for example, you bought that coat, you started a fashion brand. By June, July, you already had buyers, or you had people at your doorstep. And then by August, you already, did the thing. You did a little catwalk show, or you started your own brand, or your own self-expression through the art of clothes, or just art. That people call clothes. And then by September's end and when October begins, you have to really satisfy in the knowing of what that did. So, for example, okay, so now you have a factory in China. You're producing your items in China and selling them all over the world. Okay, how does that sit with you? How does that sit, Or, for example, you did a big fashion thing, like you did a big fashion expansion, like reality shock, and then you involved another person. They're all very well-adjusted people, and they're all very amazed by you. So you have like these rock and roll stars of fashion trying to help you evolve your brand even further, or investing in you. And yeah, that's also a big shift, and by December you may want to start to see the full cause and effect of wherever you end up in the world through this. And here you have a flight to Britain, flight to the Maldives. You have to look at yourself better. You have to dress different. You have to dress alike to these people, or understand what you're now going to do and what you want, or what you've always wanted, and all these childhood dreams of being a rock star and being famed, and other things can come into your wheel, into your reality. But the way that I'm kind of seeing it is not really about what is real and what is big and what you are now popping open. It's almost like a wound can come popping open as well. It's more like what you are shaking into creation, what you are joining the dots for and through and with. It's kind of like the best of the best. Some of it is a creme de la creme waiting to happen in your life, and something about this is like a portal opening into the next ghost town as well. So I've started this year saying that there is a ghostly feeling to who you are, and what you want and what you're going to do. And also that can replicate itself in the next year, 2022. And the reason why is if you didn't really feel it, if that scream of life wasn't heard by you enough, if you didn't really recognize or understand your true relevance or potentiality in this relationship with life and God and creation, it feels like you could also end up in the same feeling, that same cycle by the end of December, 2021, of I'm in no man's world. All of this is shadow to me. All of this is just a bunch of people that once were something around me, or all of this is just a memory of itself. And that also has to go. So the thing here is basically to understand now that you are in a state, in a way, recreating your greater creative potential during the year of the ox here. And you're starting to maybe mind your own business with many things. And I also trust that with quite a lot of us, quite a lot of people around the world, quite a lot of people watching you evolve, or just holding your hand, or, looking at your face. Everything there is more than that which it looks like. It's all kind of a collective dream. So don't be afraid if you touch the hearts of many, or if you are walking with the world, or if there is another person wearing your brand or supporting your energy. And also don't stop there, as I feel that the lucky ones, the lucky people might also quantum evolve and super evolve this potentiality giving Jupiter and Saturn connection into a next world order, in a sense, or a next world dream. So you can make a brand or an experience or an item or a significance that can actually overflow your own experience and become mass. So for example, your ideology can now already start, you can kind of start to see it, start being seen by multiples. You as a person can start to be recognized by multitudes. You as a form or a format of life can become recognizable through your art, through your system, through anything. So recognition can be reached and also can go very far. So from this point on, if you are interested or intending on connecting to the global psyche and becoming more part of the global overall, there are parts of you that are going to be potentially wired into the greater cosmic whole. And some of these momentums, you know, like for example, creating a viral brand or making sense of yourself or starting some kind of like school or a system, some of this can actually last for hundreds of years, you know, like what made Botticelli famous, you know, like what made Prince famous, you know, doesn't matter, you know, like some things last for a lifetime and some things exceed us. So please careful with how you affect other people and how you want to see the world, as that quantum chance of having a full-blown quantum, like really like large, almost irregular effect is huge. So thank you very much. I hope that you are enjoying your life and you're happy evolving your world. And yes, thank you for bearing with me in my tiredness today. Thank you. I also have an almanac now out. I will probably put out a couple more books this year, chances are. Everything is in the links below if you'd like to check it out. And if you'd like to see me for a reading, sure. And yes, thank you very much. Details are in the links below. I hope that you've enjoyed your Christmas and New Year's if you do celebrate. And if you don't, kudos to you. Thank you very much. Bye.